Jane is joining us here in studio. Good to have you with us.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
There is something so lyrical about the words that they write for you on that show.
They do. Yeah, they feel like arias sometimes. I want to sing them.
And it's, I hear you get these long, you know an insult is coming at the very end of the but they're long and they go on, and it seems like they have no punctuation, and then pow, the finish line. Is that something you worked on for Sue specifically, to have that sound to her voice?
Yes, well, you know, the run-on sentences were a challenge, but they always had a great payoff. So, yeah, that was, I spend a lot of time in the car talking to myself, working on my lines.
When I see you play the role of Sue, I can't, it's hard for me to believe that that's not really who you are, but now sitting in front of you, I know you're not like that.
And I can be. I mean, I have my moments. She's not too far from the surface.
Okay, that's the question.
I think on the surface, Sue is the antagonist, but I don't think she thinks of herself as a bad guy. There's something very protective about her.
Oh, no, yeah, she sees herself as a warrior. Yeah, she's out there suiting up for battle every day, and the tracksuit is her uniform. And she's out there you know, fighting for the right way of life, and sometimes it's protecting the helpless, or the innocent, you know, like you know, Becky, who has Down syndrome, her sister who had Down syndrome, and sometimes Chris Colfer's character Kurt when he was being bullied. So, you know, she'll stand up for the underdog.
She certainly does. You guys tackle a lot of sensitive topics, a lot of what high schoolers have to deal with. How much do you have to trust Ryan Murphy and the writing team to handle those situations right?
You do. Well, I mean, you do have to trust them, and I think they do a great job. I don't think anybody's taken on this role as articulating what kids go through these days in high school than Ryan Murphy and the team.
To not talk about it seems to kind of be in denial of reality.
Right, and that will never be Ryan Murphy. He will never not talk about something.
Now, you mentioned Annie.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how different is it going from your television show to a Broadway stage show?
Well, it's a completely different thing in that, you know, you, in 2 hours, tell an entire story, whereas, of course, when you shoot a television show, you do it in chunks, and you walk away, go to your trailer, pitch a fit, which I like to do in between scenes. And, but you know, you have to conserve your energy, and you are in charge of your own arc. You're in charge of your own, expending your own energy throughout the 2 hours, and actually it's a little more than 2 hours, which is fun, you know, it also is more responsibility.
But also very, very challenging, because you got to then do it 8 times a week.
Yes, it's the repetitive thing that can get to you. Well, right now I'm still very fresh as a daisy. I have 1 week under my belt, and I'm excited for the show tonight, and you know, I think that will probably remain the case. I love singing. I love doing that limited amount of dancing that I have to do. I love my co-stars. I love the funny lines I get to say. I love what I get to wear. So it's all a win-win.
Did you have a moment on Glee where you knew? I mean, you've done so many TV shows. You have such a long resume. Was there a moment on Glee? You got the SAG Award, you got the Emmy Award, you got the People's Choice Award, Golden Globe, where you knew that, wow, this is a character I'm going to be with a lot longer than some of my previous ones, and I'm really going to spend time here? Yeah,
well, you know, the first time the first contract we were given was for a pickup was for 3 years. So I knew I'd be doing it almost from the get-go for 3 years. So that is so rare as an actor to know what you're going to be doing for the next year.
Does it free you up then to really have some fun?
It really did. It really gave me a psychological freedom that I haven't had my entire professional life. And I've enjoyed it. I've really loved it. Now it's season to season again. And that's kind of how my life always is. You know, you're waiting for the next job. So it was really nice for a while there to have that kind of psychological reprieve.
I think Sue's got job security. I don't think Sue Sylvester's going anywhere. We got to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and we will have more with Jane right after the break.